Human trafficking? One McDonald's franchisee says, no problem. According to a report, McDonald's location employed, quote, modern slaves in human trafficking ring. Here's the scoop. Today's article comes from Retail Wire, and man, this is insane. And first, let me preface this video with telling you this is not in the US, this is not in the US, this is in the UK. Because I know you heard it and you're freaking out. But this is not in the US, thankfully, thank God, but it is in the UK. And so I'm just going to jump into this article. It's crazy. Hey there. Thanks for clicking on the video. If you're enjoying what you're hearing, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell for notifications. Now, let's get back to the scoop. It's despicable, but it's McDonald's, and I'm not surprised. Yeah, I'm not. So it says McDonald's has been enjoying a spate of good publicity lately with its highly successful summer meal deals that have since been extended to the fall, but a new report threatens to leave a stain on the company's good name, as it was revealed that a franchisee engaged in human trafficking involving what the arrest report is calling, quote, modern slavery. The BBC is reporting that 16 people, originally from the Czech Republic, were forced to work in both a McDonald's and a bread factory that supplied the major grocery chains in Great Britain. Czech brothers Ernest and Zdeněk Drevňák ran a gang that terrorized these victims, often threatening them with violence while stealing their wages. What? Per CBS News, police reported that the gang raked in the equivalent of almost $290,000 from the 4 victims who worked at the McDonald's alone over the course of their exploitation. These victims of human trafficking also experienced housing instability, addictions, and sexual violence. The victims were cramped into filthy trailers and made to live on pittance wages, according to the arrest report, which also revealed that the trailers lacked proper heating and had leaky roofs. So they were living like slum, and they were not allowed to keep their money. They were being pimped, basically. The victims were employed for 4 years, from 2015 to 2019, in bread manufacturers in Hertfordshire and North London, which supplied major supermarket chains in the United Kingdom and at Cambridgeshire location of McDonald's. McDonald's UK claims to have, quote, improved systems. Following the arrest of the Drevňák brothers, McDonald's UK issued a statement claiming that it had, quote, improved systems of spotting the signs of human trafficking. That's a joke. However, the investigation revealed that there were plenty of signs that the corporation had missed. Amongst them, number 1, wages paid to victims were deposited into bank accounts belonging to other people. Guys, is that not insane? How is McDonald's putting someone's paycheck in a bank account that isn't theirs? What? How? At least 4 victims' salaries totaling £215,000 were being deposited into one gang-controlled account at the McDonald's. You guys, this is insane. One of the gang members, this is number 2, one of the gang members completed employment applications filled out by someone who could sit in on interviews as a translator because the victims didn't speak English. So they're hiring people that don't speak English in the UK, which their native tongue is English. Well, makes sense because they do that here. So, for the most part, they try to do it here. It's more like broken English, but yeah, close. At number 3, at McDonald's, victims put in a lot of overtime, up to 70 to 100 hours per week. What? 70 to 100 hours per week? One victim's shift lasted 30 hours. According to the UN's International Labor Organization, an indication of forced labor is excessive overtime. Well, yeah. Who's working 100 hours per week at McDonald's? It's crazy. The registered address belonged to multiple employees. In North London's Enfield, 9 victims worked at the bakery and resided in the same terrace house. Worst of all, there were instances where the victims would escape working at McDonald's or the bread factory and return to the Czech Republic, only to be tracked down by the gang and trafficked back to Britain to work in slave conditions. The stolen wages from McDonald's and the bakery were then used by the gang to purchase luxury cars, jewelry, and even a massive property. Wow. So, red flags were missed. The human trafficking ended in 2019 when one of the victims returned to the Czech Republic and alerted the police, who then tipped off the British police. Quote, "It really concerns me that so many red flags were missed and that maybe the companies didn't do enough to protect vulnerable workers," end quote, said Dame Sarah Thornton, the former independent anti-slavery commissioner, in a statement to the BBC following a review of the findings. Quote, "Ultimately, we could have been in a situation to end that exploitation much earlier had we been made aware," agreed Sergeant Chris Accord, who led the Cambridgeshire police investigation. While the British Retail Consortium stated that, quote, "It is important that the retail industry learns from cases like this to continually strengthen due diligence," end quote, "it will not change what happens to the victims, of course. Quote, "I do feel partially exploited by McDonald's because they didn't act," one of the victims said to the BBC. Quote, "I thought if I was working for McDonald's that they would be a little bit more cautious, that they will notice it," end quote. So, they thought that because McDonald's is an American company, let's really say what they're really saying here, which makes a lot of sense. But unfortunately, McDonald's has sold out. They have sold out, and all they care about is making money. They don't care about employees anymore, not even in America, really. But this takes the cake. This is a whole nother level. Okay, now granted, it wasn't British people doing this, it was some people from the Czech Republic, but still, I mean, this is insane, guys. I mean, can you imagine if this happened in the US? It would be all over the news. And think about this, I have not seen this in the news at all. So maybe McDonald's PR is paying off people at CNN or MSNBC or even Fox, maybe, I don't know, to not talk about this. But this is definitely on Retail Wire, obviously, because it deals with retail and fast food and things like that. But I have not seen this in the major mainstream news. Let me know if you've seen this story, because I haven't. But I think that this goes to show how they just totally dropped the ball. They don't even care. And, what is going on in the UK? Really, this is crazy. Like, somebody's working 100 hours a week and you're depositing their paycheck into one account along with the other people there. Isn't that weird? It seems to me like they went along with the pimps, the Czech brothers. It seems like they went along with these guys. Like they were cool with it. Like they knew, okay, these people are enslaved by these people, and that's fine as long as they do their job for us. We don't care. And this is when we have a serious breakdown in society. This is unacceptable on all levels, and it's even more unacceptable, and the bar is even higher because it's an American company. But, what does that even mean anymore? If we really want to talk about that. I mean, what does that even mean anymore? Because I feel like that meaning's starting to go away as well. So let me know in the comments. I'm not going to keep you much longer, but let me know in the comments what you think about this. How do you feel about this? Are you shocked? Are you surprised? Would you be shocked if this happened in America? I think I kind of would be, because usually we have more people kind of like being on top of things like that. At least some of the employees caring to say something to the manager, something, what do you think? Do you think do you think this is like going to be more of this happening? Let me know in the comments. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. And until next time.